Alright, welcome back friends. We're here in front of the easel and I've already got a little bit of this painting done. I thought it was kind of boring watching me just put the sky and the water in. You've seen that on so many videos, you don't need to see that again. I also didn't know if I was going to record this. I was just going to play around with the canvas. Been a weird few days in the art world, I guess, so just was going to sit here and just tinker. But I think I'll turn it on, we'll talk, I'll paint, I'll ramble, things of that nature that you're used to from me, right? But yeah, I've got the sky, the water, and I use Prussian blue. The water doesn't look quite level, but we're not finished with it. You know, it'll change quite a bit before we're done anyway. Alright, so, lots going on, right? If you haven't watched the documentary, I would probably get on Netflix and watch that. I knew the story somewhat, and I've told Steve that just seeing it just hit different, and it did quite a bit different. You know, we've talked about some of these things before, not much, but just just here and there, and we'll just give a shout out to Steve and say we got your back, and if truthful, wasn't a pleasant video to watch, right? Documentary to watch. So it's just kind of trying to figure out some things. But again, we love Steve. We also hate seeing people hurt that didn't know anything about the story. A lot of certified Ross instructors had no clue of anything. Nothing. No indication of anything like this had gone on, especially if you had never met Steve and Dana. So give those guys a break and don't hold it against them or anything. But again, watch it, make your own opinion, and see where you go from there. I do know that there's people hurt that I wish hadn't have gotten hurt or hurting. Friends that mean a lot to me because they kind of had a big part in this art journey that I'm on, and I hate that, and there's really nothing I can do about it. But I also know that Steve's hurt, been hurting for a long time, so I support him and try to support people and give out some positivity as we can as we go down the road here. But that's enough about that, right? So watch it and see what you guys think. But we all still love Bob. There's nothing to worry about with Bob. And, we'll work it out. Things will work out. Things usually work out in the end. Somewhat. Somewhat. Alright, I'm going to mix up a mountain color. You've been sitting there looking at the same painting for long enough. Let's just paint. Let's do what we need to do here. Do what we need to do. I got some Prussian blue still left over. I've got some black I'm getting out. And dropping everything as I'm working. Alright, I'm just going to pretty much mix the Prussian blue and the black. Probably a little more Prussian blue than the black. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. One of these days I'll keep up with my promise of having the camera on a palette. That might be nice. Maybe. Just going to make like almost a blue brown, if that makes any sense. It's a very, very slate color. Yeah, we're going to put a big old mountain on here. We could throw some clouds up there, I guess. Let's throw a couple clouds up there before we move on. Let's see here. We'll take this brush here, grab some of this. That might not work. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Brush was a little stiff. Sometimes if they've sat for a little bit, they get a little stiff on you. But I'm really just gonna, I don't really care what's happening here, just kind of twirling that brush and smushing it in there. And if we get a little bit of blue wrapping around in there, that's nice too. Maybe a wipe in between. Wipe in between. Go back with a little more white. Strengthen up a few of these areas. Who knows? A lot of this will be behind the mountain, so I really don't know that it matters. Throwing some stuff up in the sky. We're pulling our blue everywhere, but we don't really care. You want movement in a sky. Just use that whole brush. Sometimes you can use the corner, sometimes you use the whole brush and get a better effect on there, I think. So, you try it out and see what you think. Doesn't really matter what I think, does it? Alright, there we go. Yeah, okay. See how loose and free I was with that brush? Just moving it around. I've got a brush here I can use for blending. Let's go stir this up a little bit. These are not billowing clouds that are huge. I've gotten a lot looser with my clouds over the years. Because you just want some stuff in the sky. You just want some movement up here. Little hair there. Get rid of that. Sometimes clouds are just wispy things up in the sky floating around. Don't get caught up in trying to make them perfect. I do that all the time myself still. See, that's kind of nice, I think. We'll leave that there. We'll leave it there. And now we're going to go back to our blue. And we're going to make a big old mountain right in front of most of these clouds, right? Why did we spend the time to make the clouds? Who knows? The shadow only knows, I guess. Alright, somewhere, think about midway, click your main peak over here to the left a little bit maybe. Yeah, we'll just kind of have a big one there. Paint's really thin. May not be good. Or you can always just kind of move your mind. You can throw this on here super fast, but sometimes it's fun just to kind of think about. Maybe there's another little peak right there. It's a baby peak. Maybe a little color as you need. You can always scrape up as you go. What if there's another one? We're gonna have a lot of peaks on this one. Look at that. Another one, maybe just another little guy right here. And it starts kind of going down here as we get over this way. Try to vary the shapes just a little bit. Let that can come back up right there. I'm just pushing with the knife, kind of dragging the paint around, kind of pushing it into the canvas as we need to. Scraping a little bit of that down. Golly, it's a lot of peaks to have to highlight. And we're not done. We need another one. I want this to be bigger. Stronger. There we go. And then maybe there's one here, and it just kind of lives over here, kind of like that. Maybe just another little guy there. Something there. Goodness. And then we just kind of let one live like that over here. Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot of little mountains. I think Bob would like this one. Look at all of these little mountain peaks. I'm living up in here. Again, this is what I go to when I'm feeling stressed or just not knowing what to paint really sometimes. Not really feeling in the mood to paint. I'll go to a mountain. It's that first thing we all usually start with in this kind of style that we struggle with and we tinker with so much that we kind of go back to it for comfort sometimes. We'll scrape a lot of that back off. Let me even show you a little thing I've been doing recently. If I get, depends on the tube of paint I grab, whether it's loose or firm. Let's see what we got here. We'll use this brush to kind of pull everything down here. Alright, so just kind of pull this out a little bit. However. And we can change these shapes at any time, so don't worry, you're not locked in. You just want to pull that paint down just a little bit. Try to keep a nice clean edge. If you go out too much, you kind of mess things up a little bit. You can always go back with your knife and kind of put it back in. You guys know that. Most of you people watching are probably pros at this. And if you're not yet, you will be if you just keep doing it. Trying to save a lot of this white area down here. That'd be the main peak. I'm just gonna throw a little bit in there like that. Lord, I went crazy, guys. I got all crazy here. I have some come back in here and here. We'll figure the light's coming from the right, so most of the light's gonna strike over here on the right. All right, see, we can stop there. I mean, that's a nice little mountain range. Somebody can name those for me. That might be somewhere out in nature that we actually can look at. Squeaky Chair just said hello. God, it's a odd shape. No, the only one I don't like is that middle, the main peak. I need to raise it just a little bit, I think. Maybe. There, like that much better. And really, I probably don't even need to go back over that with the brush. Didn't put much paint, just kind of changed it a tad. Changed it a tad. Now, what I've been doing is if I get a lot of loose, runny, oily paint, and I put that on my mountain or my mountain base, what I've been doing is taking a paper towel and kind of going like this. Now you can do this before you put this on, but I find it actually works better if you do it now. And I'm just dabbing at the canvas here. It's picking up a little bit of paint, but it's going to pick up some of that excess oil that's on there. A lot of people do this. It's not like a surprise tip here or a secret tip or anything. But there, that's all you need to do. But it got some of the paint back off, which is good. And that will help our snow to stick when we go do it. Put snow on. So we should be good to go. Oh, I do want to kind of think about maybe just down in here, just kind of, I don't want that area to look like it's just cut off, so let's just put that into the mist. You see that? Now, if you bring that white up into that mountain, what happens is it starts looking like it's sitting in some mist already. You've already got half your job done right there. You didn't have to do anything. And I don't guess this is our job. This is our fun. Like I said, I wanted to paint a mountain just to kind of have some fun. Put some snow on this guy, and let's see if this paint's good that I've got out tonight. You know, we can start on any of these peaks. It does not matter. I guess we'll just start with this one though. Look at this paint just kind of pull off this knife. See all those holes and things? That's what you're wanting. And the more you do that, the better it's going to look. So I always, I don't know if I'm sure I've told you guys, I always think that you're best to take a little bit of blue, get you a shadow color, go ahead and have that ready to go. And then, as you're working, you can grab some shadow color, and you can go right behind here, just start working your shadow in. Maybe too dark. Getting a little bit of shadow, and that's a little too dark. I'm going to change it on the next run. That's a good thing also, that you can change your paint at any point. There's no rules. Rules are not allowed here. I'm actually going to bring this one in front, kind of like this. Kind of let it get less and less as you get down through here. Yeah, there we go. And go ahead maybe I'm actually going to change it just a tad here. I'm going to let these kind of be together. You can see that knife is just barely grazing that canvas. And it's really not the knife, it's the paint. I'm sure we've talked about that before. You don't want the knife touching the canvas, you just want the paint. Once your knife starts touching, you need more paint. You need to reload. Something is not going to work out for you. I don't know how much shadow we need right down in there, but something like that. Just switching back and forth here on our mountain peaks. Right there's some. Look at that snow. This is a big old mountain. 16 by 20 inch canvas. Not a huge canvas, but not teeny tiny one either. Kind of let this kind of live down in here like that. I could sit and do mountains all day. And one of the best things, if you get an opportunity to teach classes, one of the best things is when people kind of want you to tinker with their mountain. They've already got a shape on there that's different than yours, so you've got to kind of think outside the box, and it kind of gets you moving in a different direction. At least it does for me. Just kind of combine that right there. Oh yeah, I like that better. Again, I'm leaving a lot of less snow down at the base. That's just how they work, right? You've seen big mountains before, seen pictures of them at least. Making sure it's not too dark. Shadow color is not perfect, but I'm just going to stick with it because I'm lazy. I like it to be a little bit lighter, but this will be fun. Just kind of, you always want to kind of push up into the paint as you're working. If you don't, you'll get a bad or a weird edge. Not really a bad edge, but it won't look right. You'll be like, something's bothering me about that painting, and it may just be that edge that you have on there. Get our lights over here, okay? Shooting right there. All right. There we go. Oh yeah. This one's a little more straight up and down. It's a big peak. I've got this. This white was a little runny. I put it on a paper towel, and it's about perfect now. Almost perfect. Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking. I really don't want to see that much shadow right in there, so I'm going to cover it. There we go. Yeah, the paint's bordering on almost too thin. Sometimes you can see it. If it starts smearing really bad, it's probably too thin. Mine's getting close. Getting close. Hope everybody's well. Summer is almost over. Back to reality here. I've started back teaching now at the college. Teaching in person with masks. Not great. It's hard to keep my breath in a mask when I get going, because I can really get going when we're talking about business law. But it's also better than being online. We did that last year, so. Alright, just taking that knife, finding the little pieces that we might want. I'm just going to go ahead and put all the snow on, and I'll go back and just cover up the rest here. Let's just do this one. Something like that. Wow, this is going to be a big old mountain. Lots of little stuff happening here. Wherever we want. Wherever we want it to happen, it happens. There we go. And kind of slip in there like that. Lots of nice snow in here. Disappearing into the mist down there at the bottom. Looking pretty good, guys. For what it is, just a standard old mountain. Lots of peaks. I will just go ahead and zip this on here. I'll tell you what I think I like. I like Prussian blue for the sky color. Sometimes better than phthalo blue, but I almost think I like phthalo blue for the shadow snow. While I do this, you gotta discuss that. Oh, now that looks pretty good, I guess. Bring it through there like that. No, we didn't make up enough of it. There's a little piece right back in there. A little piece right in here. Remember, we can always go back over whatever we mess up. Sometimes if you mess it up, it actually looks better. Nature, unless you knew this, nature's not perfect. A lot of times. So the lighting on this mountain, getting it exactly perfect to where you have shadow, 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 highlight, 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 is not going to look as realistic as maybe just letting it live wherever you think. Oh, look at here. I found another little piece to kind of bring out there. Yeah. Not a lot to this painting. Again, I just wanted to kind of get on here and tinker. Didn't know if I was going to record it, but might as well. And I wanted to talk to you about the documentary and things. And know that there's still hope. Not a bad thing, but the truth doesn't always come at an opportune time in our lives. I know Steve would have liked the truth to come out a long time ago. So we deal with it. So if you're struggling with some of these things and knowing some of these things now, it's okay. It'll pass. And I realized that my friend Steve had to deal with it all his life almost. Just a little bit of shadow over there, maybe. I'm almost out. If I can make it last. Yeah. Let's see. So I need a little bit right in here. There we go. Right there. A little bit right in there. Yeah. Even. Maybe. Just sneak. A little bit back in there like that. Yes, sir. We almost cranked it out here, guys. I want a little bit more right in here. Doesn't have to be white. It can be dirty. It can be clean white is what I should say. Kind of smooth some of that out. Moving around as you need to. I'm going to miss this out a good bit, so right down here doesn't matter. Yeah, let's look on the camera here. Well, it's something. I think we'll stop there. Like I said, this is not a special video. I'm trying to reinvent the wheel here. So wipe the brush off. So now it's fairly clean. We're going to tap a good bit of this away, just at the base, trying to tap it into that little bit of mist that we've created. If you leave that little white space down at the base of your mountain and don't cover it up, it really does start to work and pay big dividends, right? Hold my palette here, canvas, whatever. And it doesn't have to be pure white. If you can see, I'm picking up a little bit of that dark color, but that's fine. See that? It's fine and dandy. It's not going to hurt anything. What you're just doing here is trying to diffuse the paint a little bit. Some of this little dark, if you put a little dark in here, could look like possibly some little footy hills just kind of running off of there. Alright, let's go over here and just kind of bounce around a little bit. Go, maybe just carry this way. Almost like that peak kind of stands out in front of everything else. Shadow area. There we go. Let's call that good enough. Good enough for today. Alright, I'm going to grab some sap green. Got an old tube here. satin green. Take my fan brush here, go into the dark colors we were using before for the mountain base, just adding some satin green to that. And then I'm going to add some white, maybe some more blue. It'll be a green blue, a blue green with some dark in it. Add a little black as we need it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright. It's picking up everything, really. Alright, so let's go. Let's do it. I just want some little footy hills back here. If we use the fan brush kind of just for tapping like this. See that? Just kind of tapping. You could use the 1" for this as well. One little greenish area right in the middle there. Let it dip and bob and weave. Maybe it comes up over on this side, who knows. Something like that. Alright. Yeah. And if we ever want to, we can always change the color midway. Go back and maybe just throw in a little something else with it. A little darker in places. Something like that. And we kind of stop. That mountain is cut off by that, whatever that is. What is this? Foothill? I don't know. I tell you what, let's tinker with it a bit. Let's grab a brush here. What if we just kind of did this in a few areas? Maybe it's some distant trees. Maybe it's not. I don't know. See that? Looks pretty good, actually. We can pull it up as much as we want. What you don't want to do is like pull it all up. See those little guys? I hope that shows up on the camera. Tap that out a little bit if we want to. Just for taking this brush and kind of tapping. Oh yeah, I like that. Also cutting that canvas off nice for us. Somewhere to let it meet the water somewhere. There. We'll have to put some reflection in here though, aren't we? Sometimes I'll turn this brush a long ways and pop around here. This could be grass, I don't know. Probably trees, I guess. There. Yeah. Doesn't look bad. Sometimes I don't mind them. Something like that. Alright. There we go. Yeah. You can tinker with that all day if you wanted to. I guess we should. We'll take this brush here. I want to add a little paint to it. And just somewhere under it we'll throw a little bit of that in the water. Just a little bit of it. Don't need much. We'll have the water on. We'll help it kind of live on. There we go. That's probably plenty. You don't have to overdo that step. Alright. I'll grab this brush here. Kind of soften that out. Straight across it. There we go. Now we're going to make it some water. Oh, tired. But I'm having fun. Like I said, it's been stressful. I can only imagine what some other folks are going through, like Steve. So this is easy for me. Not stressful for me, really, is it? Add a little bit of a nice waterline. I want a thicker waterline than normal. I add a little green to it. Something like that. Just make sure, keep it level. Sometimes I go back and look at mine like I had a crooked day that day. There we Yes, sir. You can just, whatever. Adding some watery lines lapping up against that land. That's probably plenty for now. Probably. If we wanted to, we could bring some down in here. Kind of up to you. Again, this is just a basic scene. Nothing to it. Nothing you couldn't do right now. Even if you've never painted. Get to it. Because it's time. Alright. Let's see, I'm going to make up a tree color. Alright, so I threw some satin green, Prussian blue. I had some phthalo blue out. Some black. It's made a dark green. Pretty good and dark. I'll grab a fan brush. I think I'll grab the old fan here. We have trees right here today. So, there's a little tip. You're going to have to get a smell of paint thinner on your brush and go into your paint. What do I mean by a smell? What I mean is you don't want to you want to dunk your brush into the paint. You want to kind of just let the bristles kind of just sniff a little bit and a little bit at a time to make sure you don't get too much. I like that area, but I'm probably going to cover it up. Oh yeah. So and the reason I did that is to make sure that we can get through here. Not right there. That we can get through here with a tree. Now we gotta see if we can. We can get through the snow. Oh yeah. If it's not sticking, you need another little sniff of paint thinner on your bristles. It's always better to use a little at a time. Because if you get your trees too thin, you won't be able to paint them. That's something to think about too. You don't want to just throw tons of paint thinner at it and then not be able to get a highlight to stick. Wow. 2 or 3 little trees here maybe. A little bit of land. Kind of like a island in the stream or something here. Kenny and Dolly's going to pop up any minute. Actually down here we can just kind of go and throw our island in. It's kind of, that's plenty, probably too much actually. And some of that'll be reflection, right? Yeah, this doesn't look bad. Not a bad tree. I think it could be a little bit darker. I might throw a little more black in it. There we go. Next one will be a little darker. Alright, yeah. Let's just darken this one up. It's almost too light. I like the color, but there. Call that good enough. I've got my head sometimes turned around here. If I get off topic, I've got the baseball game on behind me. Let's go right through here with one. Again, it's that thin paint. You've got to have a thin paint to be able to go through that mountain snow. And if it's not thin enough, more thinner. Just don't get it too thin. Touch a couple bristles in there, shake it back off, or put it to a paper towel and then go at it. Just kind of working back and forth, back and forth. There we go. Couple there. Get a little bit right in there. And another one. I paint slow now. Yeah, then I hurry it up. What if I did something different? just kind of a old shaggy tree here with those evergreens. Who knows? And then we just want to kind of, that'll come all the way down. Kind of mess up that a little bit. There we go. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Just some stuff, random things around here. I have some bushes right in here, and got a little oval brush. Use whatever. No wrong. And then this just kind of turns into that, and this kind of turn into that, and we will kind of pull all this down somewhere, or somewheres. I want to say. And there we go. That will probably be okay for our reflection. Yeah. And 2 hairs and some air. Heard that somewhere before. Alright, there we go. There we go. I kind of like that, guys. I kind of like it. I don't know about you. Alright, let's highlight our tree. No brush again here. There we go. Oh, you know what? Let's do some, a little bit of brown and white. Make a little trunk in there every now and then. Or, let's do something different. Let's just do something different. Yeah, we're going to do something different here. Make sure we're still recording. We're at 36 minutes. We might finish this painting in under an hour. Of course, I got a run and go, didn't I? Had a head start with the water and the sky color already in. I'm going to find some white. Smash it out. It's got green in it too. I don't care. This is probably kind of like Bill Alexander would do. Diana Andre did this on one of the episodes of Bill's show, and it actually looks pretty cool. Here in a minute, we can also just do this. Remember? Whatever's happening. A little bit down there. Alright, there we go. Got a mess here. So let's see what we can make up. Oh, I need a little yellow out. Or, as we call it around here, yaller. Yaller out. Hopefully I'm speaking loud enough. I know I'm kind of a little more subdued maybe. Now this will have to be thin also, because remember, we had to thin down our paint, so can't put a thick paint on top of all that thin paint. You're going to have to thin it down a good bit with some paint thinner, or you can use liquid white. The only problem with liquid white is it'll make your color really bright again. It's really the only thing negative about it. Alright, that's probably good. Yeah, we'll just kind of, is it going to stick? Our thing here, will it stick? It doesn't have to be super bright. A little bit more yellow in there. Trying to finish a tube up here. Got the winds of the hurricane blowing here in Tennessee. It's not a hurricane anymore, but and it is windy. And see, that's not really sticking well. Let's just do something here. Another drop of paint thinner. And a little bit more. Come on. There we go. That is a little bit nicer. There. Got too much on that one side. Since our light's over here, I got a big highlight there, but we'll leave it. Happy accident, right? But just right there. See if this will stick. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that's probably good for those guys. Let's go back to our brush here. And we'll get some more yellow out. I'll be able to use this tube up. More yellow out. There we go. Little liquid white. It's kind of pretty yellow, pretty bright yellow here. Alright. Little bushes. Here and there. Those Sumaca color. Honestly, I wasn't lazy. I'd get some yellow ochre or something out, but I'm pretty lazy. I'm just using a 1-inch brush here. I traditionally would use like a round, probably would work a little better, but you can use these pretty much like a round if you're careful. Also do little push-up bushes if you need to. Just deposit some color there. There. Just a little bit of light zinging over there. Let's grab our brush here. Try to get a different color. We don't want all the same colors. And I want to use the brush here. Let's go here and just push up, 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 push up. Something like that. There we go. And then if we put a little bit down in here in the water, that helps a little bit. Gives the illusion of some highlight in the water. Alright. There we go. A little stuff back in there. Alright. Let's take some of this and that. Oh, I about forgot. There's not a lot left to this painting, guys. I wanted an easy one. Something I knew that I could do fairly quickly. There we go. I could put on a land, but all I'm going to do is kind of a marshy area here. Kind of like this. And it's a yellow and green mixture. Again, this is going to look... This painting is probably inspired by like Bill Alexander with his watermelons like that. Just kind of smearing some stuff up in here like it's land. But it's not really. You wouldn't want to step on this. Like you get out of your boat, probably going to sink down. You're going to lose a shoe or two here. But you got 3 shoes on. I don't know what's going on. Now for me, I just have 1 shoe on. This is pretty thin, pretty thin. Hey, ooh, I didn't like that. Just kind of Stick our finger and get rid of it. I've got some ideas for over there anyway. There we go. Alright. I might come back to that in a second here. I'm not loving it. Not loving it. A little bit more down in there. Maybe not. That's just whatever we want though, right? Got that. Let's just take this brush and use this one. Oh yeah. What are we doing here, Bram? We're just making a little tiny area here. Kind of seal this painting off. One of these corners will look nicer if we put something like that, I think. Oh, my easel. You could use any brush here to do this. I'm just pretty much just smacking some stuff in. Here we go. And then I am going to take a brush, find me a color, get some brown out. Will work the best. I left the cap off the brown and now it's dried up, so it's like little snakes coming out of the tube. Sorry for not being as chipper, or maybe I'm just being as chipper as I normally am. I don't know. Where to get done here though, let's just remember to watch. Give the old documentary a watch. I think you'll be glad you did. I like that color. You may learn a thing or two from it. Not bad about Bob. Everybody's worried about that when you saw the title. I wasn't, but a lot of people were. It's a little sticky. Sticky. My brush is kind of seen better days. It's got hairs going every which way, which might be nice. There. Just something. I want to let this kind of come back over this way a little bit. Look, I mean, you can see the hairs. See them? I'm going to need to do some restoration here on this brush because it's a nice brush. There we go. We'll kind of leave it like that. And then we'll take our dark brush here, maybe grab some of this, maybe some of that, I don't know. Let's just use the other brush here. I'll go back and forth. I got dirty brushes everywhere, might as well use them. Just smack in some color. I want to leave it pretty dark, but a little bit of color might be nice. There we go. And we'll pull off some little grasses out of it. And we'll call her done. It's going to be too dark. Try this color. There we go. Just here and there. Little pieces. Little things happening. Add some little dots in there. Might look like cattails. Make sure you just don't have one kind of, by itself there. There. Yeah. I think that'll work. I think it'll work. I want a little color down in here. There, something like that. Let me just see, I'm being loose and free with it. I think it's good. I think it's good. All right, super simple painting. Nothing to it, really. Mountain, some trees. That's it. And again, if you're trying to go over a mountain that big, you do need some paint thinner. Get you some out and get it ready. I got another brush here. I'll just sign this one with. When I find a color I like. I'll use this. Right here. The old block lettering that I always use. Something like that, and we will call it good enough, right? Stick it there. See that, and see some little things. I could add some stuff back in here, maybe just kind of a couple little sticks or something real quick. Kind of living out there. Little things living out of our trees, growing out of trees like this. It's always nice. This is just kind of a mess. A messy mess. I want to change that just a little bit before we stop. Just a little bit more definition down in there. Not a lot, just a little bit. That's it. There we go. Got a little bit of layering going on. All right. There you go, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, give that documentary a look. See what you think. And love to Steve. Love to anybody affected by it. And everything will be okay in the end. The truth is never a bad thing to be out there. All right, so again, if it's true, the truth is never a bad thing to have out. Everybody take care. I'll see you in a couple of days. I'll do another one here. Do something a little more, a little fancier. All right, everybody take care. See you guys down the road.